Alright, so today's video is round 70, but with no perks. It's from Ghost Streamers 420. He said I could pick any map from BO1 or BO2, so I decided on Mob of the Dead just because I really like Mob of the Dead and I thought it would be good for this. Also, I made a new Discord. The one that was linked to my profile was just not really owned by me, and it was more of a zombies community server than one that was actually owned by me. So me and Chimmy and USB all kind of decided to make one, and by we I mean pretty much Chimmy did all of it and I did nothing. But if you want to join it, it'll be linked to my profile and linked in the description of this video. But now for the actual challenge. So basically the beginning of this game was just the regular Mob of the Dead setup. Even though it's no perks, I still obviously have to do the setup if I want to get to round 70 because, I mean, I kind of need stuff to get to round 70. So I started off just filling up the dogs around the map to get the Hell's Retriever, and then later on was just going to upgrade it to the Hell's Redeemer. And then of course just running around shocking things on, getting the Warden's Key, all the normal stuff. I was also kind of just shocking perks on by just, I don't know, pure instinct. That's what I always do when I play mob, so I kind of shocked a couple on. I obviously didn't buy them, but I just shocked them on just because, I mean, it's just a habit of mine. When I'm running around mob in the afterlife, I pretty much always shock everything on. Then I hit the box once, ended up getting the LSAT, so I mean, I was happy with that. It's a good gun, lots of ammo. And then I also randomly figured out you can mantle this little area right here. I never in my life knew you could do that. I've played mob a ton, and I literally just accidentally found that out by jumping in that area. Yeah, I never realized that. I don't know how that's a thing, and I never noticed it. But after that, it was down to go to the docks and then fill up the other dog. And I actually forgot to grab the Warden's Key before I came down here. I shocked it on and everything, but forgot to grab it, so I couldn't get any plane parts yet. And then while filling up the dog up here, I didn't have a shield or anything, so I ended up taking it down while doing it, just because I wanted to get it done as early as possible. But it's Mob of the Dead, so the down doesn't really matter because the afterlife system, and I ended up fine after it. So an early down didn't really matter too much to me because it's afterlife, doesn't really matter much. And I mean, yeah, it was just kind of dumb. I was trying to get this done as fast as possible because I didn't want to do it later. And then the laundry step part, which was the last plane part I needed, I didn't show me picking up all of them because, I mean, Mob of the Dead is like, what, 12 years old at this point? Everyone's done this setup. I don't feel like I need to show it too much. Then I grabbed the Hell's Retriever, and then it's time to build the shield, which is basically the carry of this challenge, because if you didn't know, the shield will protect you from all hits to your back. I don't know how many hits it takes, but it takes a lot of them. So it's basically like having Jug, but only for your back, but it takes up a lot of extra hits. And then the first Brutus spawned in, but the Brutus is weak, so I just killed him with the LSAT. And then start going for the skulls for the Blundergat. Also, I hit the box once and ended up just getting the ray gun, so ray gun on my second hit of the box, I will take that. And then it's time to just run around the map getting the other skulls. Basically, you just throw the Hell's Retriever at a couple different spots, you get the skulls, and then you can get a free Blundergat from the table inside the Warden's office. And then I just ran around playing the game for a bit, trying to get some points so that once I go to the bridge, I can pack punch not only the Blundergat, but the ray gun as well. And I just wanted to use the Blundergat for a little bit because it's pretty satisfying to use. So I upgraded the Blundergat into the Acid Gat, go to the bridge, pack a punch both weapons, and I do the little thing with the Hell's Retriever where you throw it on the plane. Everyone does that. I don't know why, but it's just a thing. Then I pack punch both guns, and then after I do that, I always spend 2 rounds here with the Hell's Retriever, only using it, just because I swear sometimes when I do only 1 round, it just bugs out and doesn't upgrade sometimes, so I pretty much always just do 2 rounds, just to be safe and make sure it doesn't bug out. And doing this is always so annoying because multiple Brutus spawn in, it makes the screen shake and there's constant lightning flashes and stuff, so I always just hate doing that step, but I mean, you kind of need the Hell's Redeemer. And then I go back to the prison, and as soon as I get back, I throw the Retriever down into the little lava pit that, I don't know, like teleports it down into the bottom area and makes it into the Redeemer, and then you just pick it up later. Another Brutus ends up spawning in as well, but this time I have a ray gun, so I can pretty much just destroy him instantly. Brutus is really weak anyway, so you can kind of just kill him with like any gun at any time. Then I just go down there, grab the Redeemer and Afterlife, and I'm pretty much fully set up, so it's time to just play the game. And then on round 17, I end up taking it down just because I kind of get stuck, and then as soon as I try and get away, there was just 1 extra zombie there to block me. But the good thing about this challenge is there's no perks anyway, so down recovery is pretty much just get up and run away. And also, if you're wondering why I'm not doing any of the faster strats or anything, it's because I have no perks and I just did not feel safe doing any of them, and I didn't want to die and redo the entire setup or anything like that. So I pretty much just defaulted to the normal strategy of just training around the cafeteria, using the acid trap and coming out here rather than going into the stairwell, because for that strat you get hit by the acid trap a lot of times, and I was pretty sure the acid trap would one hit insta kill you without jug, so I just didn't want to do that. Also, that's a bit riskier, so I get trapped in the stairwell with no perks, I'm probably absolutely screwed. But the game was going pretty well. I ended up just literally training around in here. I mean, I've done this strat tons of times. I've gotten around 120 on mob. So yeah, pretty much training in the cafeteria was just very normal to me. I just trained around in here, and the no perks thing didn't even really seem to affect me. Honestly, the biggest hurt was just no speed cola, because it made shooting the Vitriolic Withering and the ray gun really annoying. It just made game a lot slower. But eventually I hit round 30, only 2 downs, and one of them was that round 5 down earlier. So yeah, I would say the game was going pretty well. And then on round 31, I nearly take another down. Luckily, I was able to shoot the Vitriolic Withering and get out of here. But a lot of the time, this thing can't save me just because I have no jug, and the splash damage of it makes it to where I really can't spam it much, or I'll just probably red screen myself and maybe die. So getting out of it from actually being able to shoot the Vitriolic Withering is really, really nice. The real carry of this challenge was literally just the shield, because I mean, I've played tons of BO2 and I'm on keyboard and mouse, so I can flick around really fast and just make them hit the shield whenever they're going to try and hit me. The only thing is that a lot of the time the shield can break and I won't notice, like what happened here on 36 and made me take it down. I just did not notice the shield broke. I honestly wish there was more of an indicator rather than just like the sound it makes and kind of the screen shake, because there were a lot of times where it would break and I just would not notice it at all, so I would go down because of it. But I got through round 36 fine and got back to 3 afterlives, and then Brutus spawns in yet again, but I mean, I have a ray gun and Brutus is literally like the easiest boss zombie in history to kill, so I pretty much just spam him immediately and he's dead. And then I hit round 39, still only 3 downs of the entire game so far, so I was nearly at 40 and only 3 downs. And then I take possibly the dumbest down ever, where I just turn around to throw the Redeemer and just waited for so long, got hit a second time, but ended up fine once again, because down recovery in this is literally just to get up and don't die. I don't have to go and buy anything. I nearly got trapped by one zombie, but luckily Vitriolic Withering got it out of my way. And then I hit round 40 and I had an insta-kill at the start, or at the end of 39 to use at the start of 40. And then Brutus spawns in once again, locks the shield, but gets destroyed once again because, I mean, he's just weak and the ray gun is strong. So yeah, he really wasn't much of a problem at all. And then I get trapped in like the back of this, I don't even know what you call this area, the little Afterlife shocking double points area. And with no perks, the Vitriolic Withering is very rarely saving me, but it did that time just because my shield was fresh and new then and could take a lot of hits. Unfortunately, right there, the Vitriolic Withering shot basically did nothing. And I mean, I don't know. I literally shot it and ran, and it just did nothing. So yeah, that was just stupid. But I ended up fine once again, and going to round 50. And around here, I was kind of just not wanting the ray gun anymore. While it was good for killing Brutus, it wasn't really good for much else. It was pretty weak against the zombies, it wasn't good on insta-kills, and I just really did not want it anymore. So as I hit 50, I was kind of just thinking I'll just get rid of it for MP5, because MP5 has good mobility, and it's really good for insta-kills, so I just didn't really see much of a reason to keep the ray gun on me anymore, just because I wasn't using it much anymore. Pretty much only time I was using it was killing the last zombie. So on 50, I decided to grab the MP5. Like I said, very fast mobility, good on insta-kills, and I just kind of wanted it because the ray gun really wasn't helping me much anymore. And even when a Brutus spawns in, the MP5 is still good enough to just kill the Brutus pretty fast. I think it takes like, I don't know, maybe 1 to 2 clips of just shooting him in the head and he'll die. But even if you can't kill him immediately, he really isn't that much of a threat. He doesn't even one-hit you if you don't have Jug. He just instantly red screens you. So yeah, he's really not much of a problem. The only scary thing about him is that I'm pretty sure he can like one-hit your shield. And then on round 51, I picked up a nuke, and I thought all the zombies around me were nuked, so I ran into them just to find out they were not nuked and were completely normal zombies, and they killed me. So that was pretty annoying. BO2 nukes always mess me up a lot. And then on round 52, here is my first insta-kill with the MP5, and I gotta say, very, very helpful, because these rounds were super duper slow because I have no perks and I have to play pretty safe. So having an insta-kill to just speed things up was really, really helpful, and having an MP5 that, you know, actually gets a lot of kills on insta-kill instead of the ray gun is just really helpful. And then on 53, my shield broke at the worst possible time, making me take yet another down. this is just another reason why I picked Mob of the Dead for this, because Afterlives make me not end the game in one down. If I tried this on the map without Afterlives, I would probably have been absolutely screwed. And then I played well for a little while, just running around training in here, kind of got back into the groove of things, and then this happened where I got trapped against the Bilbo bench, and honestly just assumed I was completely dead. Luckily the zombies just moved out of my way after the first Vitriolic Withering shot, and I was able to run away and turn the acid trap back on. But just a little while later, on round 59, I took another pretty stupid down where I just got stuck against like the door trying to get back into the cafeteria and didn't have the Vitriolic Withering out because I was running around with the MP5. But again, very easy down recovery. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is just not die. And then I took a second down this round and went down to 1 afterlife. The first time I had double downed this entire game and gone down to 1 afterlife. It's pretty scary, but again, down recovery is nothing, so I just had to play a couple rounds safely and just not go down and go down to 0 afterlives, because that would be absolutely terrifying to maybe be throwing the game after almost 3.5 hours of playing with no perks. And then finally, nearly 3.5 hours in, I hit round 60, only 10 more rounds to go of the challenge. And then on round 60, I take another down because my shield broke without me realizing. I really just wish there was more of an indicator, to be honest. Like, a bunch of my downs were just because the shield broke and I either just didn't notice or I just wasn't close enough to the table to actually get to it and get another one. But this time I did. I just got up, ran straight to it, and got another one. And then on round 61, I had 2 lives again, but I got trapped, and I really can't spam that thing because I have no jug, so splash damage is just going to red screen me, and if I get hit by any zombie, I'm pretty much just dead. And that right there is a prime example of that. I don't even think I got hit. I was just hitting myself with the splash damage of this thing over and over again. And so I went down, and now I'm back down to 1 afterlife, so that's just really annoying. But then I hit 62, got another afterlife once again, but now I'm at 12 downs. I don't know how I was keeping my shotgun rank on BO2 Plutonium at this point, but I hit 63, and now I'm back to 3 afterlife, so I'm in a perfectly good position, just 7 more rounds to get to 70, and then Brutus spawns in, nearly insta-kills me with his 1-hit insta red screen, but I mean, any zombie hit basically makes me a 1-hit, so being red screened really doesn't do anything other than just make me a little more scared, I guess. But yeah, Brutus, he's really not much of a challenge, even with an unpack punch MP5 on round 63. He's just so insanely weak. But I got an insta-kill on 64, and at this point, these rounds I think were about 8 to 9 minutes, which may not seem that bad for a challenge video, but normal mob is not nearly this slow. I was just having to play safe because of no perks, and so it was just making everything way slower. And then I took possibly my dumbest down on round 65, where I got hit once and then just ran into a zombie and downed. That was literally one of the stupidest things I've ever done in my entire life. But I got through round 65 because that down was literally to like the last horde of the round, so that was just really annoying. But then on round 66, I got trapped once again and was holding an MP5 instead of the Vitriolic Withering, so I pretty much had no chance to even try and save myself at all. But got up, and all the zombies were in a pretty easy area to avoid, so I just got up, ran straight past them, got another shield, and then downed again literally a minute later. This time I actually was holding the Vitriolic Withering, but there was pretty much just no chance of me getting out of this because I was trapped against a wall with the entire horde behind me, and I can't really spam this thing or I'll just die. So there was basically no hope for me to actually get out of that. Luckily, as soon as I got up, though, there was a clear path for me to just run through, and they didn't even break my shield, so I was completely chilling. And then I got an insta-kill that ended the rest of 66 to go on to 67, just 3 more rounds to get to 70. And then on round 67, I ran straight into a zombie and almost took yet another down. Luckily, I was able to shoot the Vitriolic Withering, get through there, and then turn on the acid trap. But then on 67 later, I shot the GAT, and it basically did nothing. I literally shot it straight into the acid trap so they would all run in there and die, and the shot did absolutely nothing. They all just kept targeting me, and it made me go down. Luckily, I was able to train my way out of it and get back there, but then later on in the round, I take yet another down, and this time, I'm out of afterlives. There is nothing left. I am completely out of afterlives on round 67. I have 3 more rounds to go, and I now have to basically just play perfectly because I have 0 extra lives left. So I was absolutely terrified. 4.5 hours into this, and I could very easily throw the game now. And that last down was also to like the last horde of 67. So that was just really, really, really annoying. So yeah, I was just very annoyed. And then I got insta-killed about 30 seconds into round 68 to just make me a little more annoyed. And yes, I had a shield right there and everything. I just got double swiped in the side trying to jump past that one zombie. I mean, yeah, this challenge was just going so wrong in the 60s. But then I got an insta-kill to help me get through a bit of this round, and I'm pretty sure if you stand right here, it's some sort of spawn manipulation where they'll only spawn in the cafeteria room. I could be wrong. I swear I've heard that from someone, but I tried it right there, but it was a little too fast for me to be able to handle with no perks. And then just a little bit more into the round, I tried to run past here, and a bunch of zombies had spawned from that barrier, and it seemed like I was trapped here with no way out, and I actually was. I played almost 5 hours to die 2 rounds off my goal. And I gotta say, that was probably one of the most painful challenge fails I have ever done. Literally almost 5 hours of playing, dying 2 rounds off my goal, and I had 19 downs the entire game. I don't know how I didn't lose shotgun rank. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and like I said, join the Discord. It'll be linked in the bio of my channel and in the description of this video.